everything melts onto the street, right? And they don't clean the streets right away, and that's where you get a lot of nails and tires. Good afternoon. Welcome to Seaway 3 for men's soccer and a pivotal matchup between Ahuntsic and Champlain on match day 5. By the end of the business day, one of these teams could be at the top of the pinnacle going towards the halfway point of the regular season. Champlain, Ahuntsic, the history between these two teams is a Rolodex of moments, glory, pain for both teams as we get ready for kickoff between the two big hitters of Quebec looking to punch their ticket to St. Clair University for the Nationals in Windsor, Ontario at the end of October going into November. Of course, the provincials will be here in a month's time, or a little bit more than a month from now, as Champlain will be the host school. And both these teams would love to punch their ticket to the Final Four, and more importantly, though, can maintain a top 2 status so they play one less game in the road to the Nationals in about 6-7 weeks from now. For those curious, the women's game has been rescheduled for Tuesday night here at Champlain at 9 p.m. kick between the men's and women's between the men's here, as the women's playing Tuesday, big part of the men's playing right now, as it was supposed to be a back-to-back doubleheader game here between the men's and the women's schools respectively, but unfortunately that has been rescheduled to Tuesday 9 p.m. as we get ready for kickoff between Ahuntsic and Champlain. Both teams 3-0-1. Will the perfect season be ruined for one of these teams? Will they be honors even, or will one team come away with the victory as we get ready for tip-off and kickoff here between these two teams at Seaway 3? Schools not far from each other, about a 25-minute drive from the Ahuntsic campus right down to Champlain if there's no traffic. But right now, 90 minutes separate these teams from who could be first place going into Monday morning. And now we get ready for the introductions of the players and then kickoff between Ahuntsic and Champlain from Seaway 3 on a beautiful, sultry Sunday afternoon. Wind is blowing a bit, and we'll see how this will be impacted in the early going of this match between these two teams. Robert Shaw will take it away for the player introductions.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Champlain College, St-Lambert, and Seaway Park 3 for this afternoon's Division I soccer game featuring the Ahuntsic Eagles and your Champlain Cavaliers. Thank you for coming out through today's game, showing your support and cheering on your team. These afternoon Champlain coaches, Luis Egg Ahuntsic, Pedro Fernando Toho, Equovo Cavaliers, Moro Ichoko.
So, pleasantries now, but you would imagine there won't be any kindness on the pitch for the next 90 minutes or so with Champlain and Ahuntsic. Again, the two big teams that could really shape up the final half of the regular season going towards the provincials in about 5-6 weeks from now from Champlain. Champlain, of course, looking to get back to the Nationals for the first time in a few years. Ahuntsic has always been a perennial at the Nationals or in the conversation of the Nationals talk. And we'll see now who can get the first goal. Almost identical in goals for and against. Both have scored 10. Champlain's only given up 4. Ahuntsic has given up 5 for the season. And now the final exchanges of words, handshakes from the referees. The captains have done the coin toss. And now we get ready for kickoff between Champlain and Ahuntsic from Seaway 3 on this Sunday afternoon. Who could unlock the door and get the first goal today? Ahuntsic definitely has some big hitters on this team for scoring goals. Champlain a little bit more spread out for the goal-scoring department. And you have to imagine in today's central figure rules of who could be the top hitters. We'll find out in the early going between these two teams on this Sunday afternoon. Champlain will get things underway. They will go right to left on your screen. Ahuntsic left to right for the first half, as we now get ready for kickoff between Champlain and Ahuntsic. Makila will get this underway. And now the question remains, who will come up with the victory today, or will they split the points once more to keep it at square one on who is first and second? They've had some Rolodex moments now. This captivating rivalry with these two teams has become a sweet, easy in the eye display of significance. And now we are underway going towards the 90 minutes. Ahuntsic soaking in the pressure, and the first tackle has occurred, and the first knock to Haru as he got knocked over by Karfassi. Ismail Karfas says this will be Champlain free kick, and now they will get things underway. Here is Frédéric Dirapantiné back over to Massou, the goalkeeper, who's had a fabulous start to the season. And this might be a bit of a feel-out process, and they're going as Ahuntsic trying to set up a trap and trying to get over, and now the early tussle, and that's a giveaway right there as Brand Serrano knocking over the goal scorer, Jaya, and this will be back over to the Champlain end. As we see a little bit of chippiness right now, as again, you're seeing the press from Ahuntsic coming through. Here is Liam Ferraro. Down the left side he comes, and he's taken away this time by Saint-Phal, and Champlain is back off and running towards the central part of the pitch. So a little bit of fireworks early on, and that's given away again. Here's Fortier with it. Haru, the left back, and JS knocked over, and this time they do get Brand Serrano on that. And you can see the heat starting to pick up with these two teams, the two captains here, Yassin, Ismail Karfas, and of course, Jaya being the captains of their respective clubs. That goes out of play for what will be a goal kick for Ahuntsic. It is Arturo Flores Elgado who will have that chance here for Ahuntsic. A long punt forward. That's over the head of Yassin. And now down the left flank it comes. Yassin is in a trail. He wins that back over to Saint-Phal. And over it comes to Raymond. Closing it down is Chouchard for Ahuntsic as he tries to get it down as he gets help from Ferraro. And this will go out of play for another throw-in for Champlain. Already we're seeing both managers and Pedro Fernando Toho along with Mauro Di Choco off their bench, really trying to keep their focus for the team here in the early stages. Still 0-0 between Ahuntsic and Champlain. A long throw and up forward. This goes over the head of Lamarche. And off last touch by Sadak, and this will be a throw in here for Chouchard on the far side. For Ahuntsic, we talk about the goal scorers, Bay being one of them at 5 goals, no assists. And Saint-Phal is being pushed off by Bay, and back out it comes to the back line for Champlain. Still poked forward, and that is going to be pushed forward by Dirapantiné, and up forward it comes. Mario Sarbev will direct it back over to his keeper, and now be launched forward out of play for another throw-in for Champlain. So right now, a feel-out process in the first 4 minutes here from Seaway 3, and plenty of intrigue to go forward in this matchup. Dummy play did not work this time for Fortier, for Ahuntsic, and here come the Cavaliers. Jeha now with on the left wing, and a 1v1 trying to get around the defending of Brand Serrano, and a whistle and a knockover and a warning be given over, and this will be Champlain free kick from a very comfortable position from about 25 yards out. It'll be Mankilo on the ball, high line here for Ahuntsic. As now it will be Saint-Phal who join in on the party avenue here, as there is a lineup here trying to get into the club outside the 18-yard line. 3-man wall for Ahuntsic. As that wall consists of Fortier along with Belbaki and Dominique. Mankilo has the magician-like maestro skill set on his right foot. Could he pick out the right color shirt to get this pass Ahuntsic for the first goal from about 27 yards out? Mankilo's header, and that is well repelled. Still in the 18 and right into the hands of the keeper, as was last touched by Fortier, and that ball had it not been touched by Fortier, could have been a chance on net for Champlain. And there is going to be a corner kick instead for the Cavaliers, as we Mankilo again on the second bite of the cherry. And right now in the box is 5 immediate white shirts. On the edge of the box is Paref Vargas, who's hovering around the 20-yard line, now making the 25-yard line. Mankila will use his left foot. Win is at a standstill on this corner kick. And swinger, and that's punched away. Here's a shot, and Vargas has got a shot, got blocked by his own man, in fact, and Mankila can't get to it. And starting to see a little bit more verve from Champlain in the first 5 minutes, showing that they have the ability on set plays to come through. And Ahuntsic sees that right away as they make the adjustment moving forward. So the first test, passing with A-plus effort from Ahuntsic on the defending part, as they now have the throw-in coming up. Balbaki. And now here's the first touch for Bay. Zinedine Bay, and a lovely pirouette coming through, this time for Fortier, and now we've got to play. And you just see the ingenuity, the guile that Ahuntsic has with their attacking line and how much they can really control the pace moving forward with their front two. Bay once more. Back heel, space to work with. Delivered into the box, headed away by St-Lambert, and back out it comes, and this is going to be Balbaki who will have a throw in once more. Balbaki looking for the options to work with. He finds the immediate one in Ferraro. Ferraro will have another throw-in coming up for, and he will defer, and now there's a whistle on the play as we're through 7 minutes of action. There's a head issue right now for Champlain as the training staff will have to come out. St-Lambert is saying he's okay, but the referee says otherwise to be sure of it. And St-Lambert, of course, telling the referee that, hey, I'm okay, but the complaint will be mundane in the response from St-Lambert to the referee, who has asked the training staff to come out here to see what's going on. 0-0 between Champlain and Ahuntsic as we're through 7 minutes here in this first half from Seaway 3 on a sunny Sunday afternoon. And St-Lambert getting the quick eye test to make sure that his vitals are okay before they make a decision now. And this is a situation for Mauro Di Choco with making sure that he's going to have to have an early substitution in the first 8 minutes of play. And St-Lambert will be brought off the pitch for further examination. So Champlain will be down a man for the time being. And we'll see how long this will be as the shorthanded situation has evolved for Champlain. Can they weather the storm without St-Lambert for the time being? And it looks like St-Lambert will be okay. Come back in on the next whistle. Into the box it comes. Bay. And that goes on the end line. One this time by Fortier. And now we've got to play, and St-Lambert will come back in, which is good news for the Cavaliers. Champlain does not want to go down early with the body count of players. Here's St-Lambert. Fortier trying to close him down. That's a long ball over the head of Renault. And now in a race for it, here is Lamarche, who's down the end line. Throws one in across the face of goal, and that was just requiring a physical touch of a toe. And now we'll go to play as Jeha was right there, but was just off of it. He was covered step for step with Carfas, and this will be a throw-in for Ahuntsic. Champlain trying to go with the long ball, trying to open up the Ahuntsic formation. They almost got their first chance on net of quality elegance. De Repentigny. Raymond. Fortier closing them down. De Repentigny once more. And he will take a stroll up ahead. Mankila, that pass had too much depth on it and recovered rather quickly by Ahuntsic. This time from Balbaki up ahead to the near side it goes. This we played over. Lovely footwork from Champlain. Intercepted by Balbaki again. He is definitely the demolition man, destroying plays coming up forward. And now a race for it off the lines, Massoud, as Fortier did not have the afterners on. That goes out of play for a throw-in for Ahuntsic. Chouchard and Carfas, now the captain of this team. Ferraro. That goes off the shoulder and had to play for a throw-in. And it will be Carfas once more, the second attempt of the throw-in. Dominic into the no man's land. Now straight forward, and the last intervention by Champlain prevented a clear opportunity for Ahuntsic. Balbaki. Carfas back over to Dominic. And a slide defending by Manquillo will be a throw-in coming up for the Aigle de Ahuntsic. Early clues of this game, it's been more played in the central part of the park. We've seen some opportunities for Champlain. They've had 2 chances, but they've come up empty. Ahuntsic has yet to really establish their postal code in this game. As they've been feeling out this game so far, you would imagine that once they settle in, as we get to the quarter mark of this opening hour play, they might get more their sea legs off in Seaway 3. Yasin, and that is hooked away, played back down, and this will go out of play for another throw-in for Ahuntsic. Bay all by himself, watched by Saint-Phal. Closed down by 2. Champlain does win the ball back, and now they're back on possession. Play to the width of the park. Here's Haru. Stopping it momentarily, back out to Repentigny. Looking to spread a pass away. Haru on the short back over. Jaya, first touch too heavy. Second touch not there. Manquillo trying to close it down against Dominique, and this will be punted back over into the Champlain territory. Bay trying to track it down, couldn't do so. Saint-Phal will be the first one to touch it. Back out to Yasin on the right wing. And the over the top coming through as the vertical leap from Elijah Reynaud results in the throw-in for Champlain. As we're 10 minutes through, now make it 12 minutes into this first half. Lamarche. And Dominique again. A lovely footwork by Balbaki. Couldn't get the flick through. Won by Manquillo. And now coming over is Haru, who will have options to work with. Jihad to his left. Haru will take him by himself. He's now into the box. He's knocked over. And diving out there is the keeper, Inapi Magna. And this will be short route forward for Ahuntsic. Dominique Balbaki. Closed down by 2 white shirts, one by the Cavaliers. Here they come. Could they punish the Aigle on that play? They will not on that moment, but you can see the moment that the midfielders for Ahuntsic gets it, there's a white wave of uniforms coming at them. One through, Fortier. And again, the tricks working that time. And that time for Bay, couldn't get that through, and that goes over the head, and a throw-in coming up for Ahuntsic. You can see the magician-like ability from Ahuntsic using their bags of tricks that they have from their players across the repertoire that they have. That's pumped up in the air. The Repentigny will pump it back up in the air. Push forward. Forte thought they were fouled. No call. Onside. This should be offside. Still no flag up. And this is still on right now as they will play through. Hits through off of Jaya and offside finally. As both teams realized it was offside, but it was a delayed call. You thought they would have called it the moment he touched it down, but unfortunately for Champlain, that is not what they wanted. And this will be a free kick coming up here for the Egg of Ahuntsic. Nil-nil. But you're starting to see signs of life with Champlain, starting to pick up the pace over here, and this could be the conversation how they've been able to close down the Ahuntsic midfield pairing of Balbaki along with their cohorts. That's given away. Dominique with it. Goes to the corridor, and back over it comes to Reynaud. Carfas has space, and now here is space coming through for Ferraro. Looking, back post. Too much meat on that delivery, and this will be a goal kick, and that is probably the first real chance of a passage of play by Ahuntsic to get that ball into the Champlain territory, but they come up empty on that. Whistle from the referee, and there was a ball on the pitch. In fact, they'll adjust the axis of this goal kick for Champlain. Quarter of an hour through in this first half. Champlain 0, Ahuntsic 0. That's launched forward. over the head of multiple players. And that's clattering of cleats. Chouchard was right there. And now it's chance for Bay and for Ahuntsic. Here comes Bay, and that shot might have taken deflection off St-Phal. And this will be a goal kick instead, as Bay did not get the right angle or trajectory on it. That ball was bouncing. Didn't get the proper weight on his foot on connection of leather on ball. De Repentigny. Here's St-Phal. Yassin playing the right back position. He's closed down. He will push one forward, and Ahuntsic right back on it, moving ahead. Back heel opens it up for the Eagles. Here they come. Space work. Could it be 1-0? Bay slide tackle. Shot deflected up in the air and right into the hands of the keeper, as Champlain was caught napping, and Ahuntsic almost punished them on that. It was nearly clinical and ruthless by the Ahuntsic attack. Long ball forward. St-Phal with it once more, and again, Bay's lurking with intent. Here he comes. Into the box he goes, down the left side. Sharp angle and a save right there for the Cavaliers, as Bay had a tight angle, an acute angle, and he was able to get a shot on net, but it'll be a corner kick instead. You can just see right now the focus on Bay has been absolutely A+, but that time the keeping was A++, and it remains 0-0 through 17 minutes of play. And with that, this will be a corner kick coming up for Ahuntsic. The pace and the ability of both teams definitely on display in the early stages of this game. Inswinger coming in. Pushed by De Repentigny. Still in traffic. Kicked away. Still in traffic. Shot, block, handball. Referee says no. Ahuntsic says otherwise. And their pleas go by the wayside. Delivered back in. Punched out. Loose ball. And this is cleared away by the nick of time. St-Phal was right there. It was an absolute sitter for Ahuntsic, but they couldn't cash in. They're asking questions of Champlain's defending, and they do come up empty on that possession. Brad Serrano had an absolute sitter, and he knows it. And St-Phal was there with the intervention, using his telescopic legs to keep it at 0-0. A couple of heart and mouth moments for Champlain, and they could breathe a sigh of relief that this didn't end up in the net, as relief pills have been given, and a whistle and a foul and a free kick coming up here for Ahuntsic. And they picked up their play right now and how it's gone forward for them. And now they have a chance with a free kick from a sharp angle from about 20 yards out or so for them to strike first. Balbaki's on the ball, along with Dominic. They have options to work with, the left footer, the right footer. Ahuntsic has Bay lurking on the edge of the 18. Carfax is in the eye of the storm of the Champlain defending of white shirts. Balbaki delivery. Punched away, loose shot, 1-0. They asked questions, they got the answer. And Sarbev gets the first goal, and they have liftoff to their campaign. His first of the season comes at a crucial time. That's 1-0 Ahuntsic in the 19th minute of play from Seaway 3. Champlain was leaking on the corridor, and Ahuntsic punished them after countless of clearances that were not done properly by Champlain, and Ahuntsic made them pay for it. And now it is Ahuntsic and the pole position and Champlain chasing the game. And the live standings, Ahuntsic will have first place going in towards Monday morning. Headed back down, here is Ahuntsic now back on possession. Carfax. Fortier along with his jetpacks on the run. Makilo and Dominic, last touch by who? Ahuntsic. It'll be Champlain throwing, and it will be Haru will have the throw in here. So Ahuntsic strikes first blood in this game. They get the first goal. Still time in this matchup, as we're only through 20 minutes of play with 7 minutes to go. And now Yassin is on his bike. Shushar will close it down, and this will be a throw-in for the Cavaliers. Sarbev with a goal in the 19th minute of play, and a 1-0 lead off of a free kick. Jay can't get to that. Balbaki does, as he will repel one out of play into the stands it goes. And another throw for the Cavaliers. Yassin with it. Movement now coming from Lamarche. And now to the final third. He's tripped up. And this will be a goal kick instead. And now it is Champlain to chase this game. The installments of play from Ahuntsic start to build up, and they finally paid for it with a goal on a free kick that ping-ponged around the 18 and found the foot of Sarbev to make it 1-0. Haru, whistle, foul, free kick, Champlain. As Haru will have his chance now, as he will team up with Julien Raymond. Fortier is providing a little bit of distance now as the referee realized what he was trying to do. And now it is Raymond on the ball. Headed down. Back out to the width. And right there, Chouchard once more, as he's been a centurion, cleaning up any leaks coming by the Ahuntsic defending. This will be a free throw in here for the Cavaliers. Chouchard loses it. Into the box it goes. And the goal scorer, Sarbev, will whisk one away. St. Phal headed back down over to Raymond. And now back over to Pare Vargas. Offside. As Lamarche could not hold his water and was drifting offside. And this will be a free kick for Ahuntsic. Approaching the halfway point of this first half. 1-0 lead for Ahuntsic over Champlain. Cavaliers had some moments in the early going. Ahuntsic weathered the storm, and now it is the home side chasing the game against the team in black. Pare Vargas. Well defended. Here come the Aigle of Ahuntsic. Through ball, not going by. And this is going to be a foul and knocked down, and a yellow card given to St. Phal as he had a rush of blood moment, and knocking down the ground is Fortier, who's slow to get up in pain as they require the trainer to come out as he took a serious clatter on his lower body. And the yellow card now given as he's on a caution the rest of the way. One 1-0 lead as we're in the 24th minute of play. Stoppage of play right now with the injured Eagle as Les Aigles de Ahuntsic up 1-0. And for Philippe Olivier Fortier, he should be okay. And he might have to use the ice bath tomorrow, a little ice after the game with the adrenaline pump going for him. Free kick for Ahuntsic. Balbaki along with Dominic on the ball. They have the options here on the menu of a left footer or a right footer. Which one will they pick this time? They were glorious with Balbaki on the initial strike on the free kick on the goal. Will they go part two with Balbaki once more? Chipping one in, near post. Header over everyone, and this goes out of play, and a free kick instead. As Brand Serrano was a little bit overactive. And this will be a free kick for Champlain. Cavaliers trying to work their way upfield, and now it is Raymond up ahead over to St-Phal, who's on a yellow. Delivering a long ball through over Jeha, and this goes right to the keeper, Magna, who will take his time with no one chasing them within range. Brant Serrano goes right by him and right over the legs of Ferraro, and now the Cavaliers coming well defended by Ferraro as he put out his length of legs to take that ball away and preventing Champlain on a transition counter. And now the Cavaliers trying to get the ball back as Ahuntsic trying to maintain possession. And it goes over to Renault. Elijah Renault into the open space. Haru with it. Daisy cutter pass taken away by Dominic, and here he comes. The captain of Team Carfax. Lovely footwork by Carfax. Open space. And St-Phal was there to take that last threatening proposition as Bay was lurking again with menace. His postal code has been high up on the pitch, and he's definitely been attacking the outside shoulders of the backline of Champlain in this first half. Dominic again. Given away. Chance now coming down the left side. A chance for a 1-1. Parity restored. Lamarche punishes Ahuntsic on the miscue, and their blushes will not be spared as Lamarche comes in on the goal to make it 1-1. His first of the season. And now we're back to square one in a game 1-1. Ahuntsic was in complete control, and a heart and mouth moment punished by Lamarche. And 1-1 we go. And now the live standings goes back to what it was before. Champlain in first for the time being. Ahuntsic in second. And plenty of drama still in this game here with 19 minutes left in this first half. Balbaki will give it back over to the corridor. They were in control of this game. They had Champlain chasing it. And one loose touch. And Lamarche punished them to make it 1-1. Now back on his heels is Musanga, and this will be played back over into the open space. Makila will not get to it, and a jump poke pass. Dominic off the outside toe. Yassin in trail, trying to get that ball back. He does, and now a fight with Chouchard, and they're looking for a card. It will be a free kick instead. Referee just warning of dissent from Champlain, as there was a 50-50 clash that might have been a little bit over the top from Chouchard. And the crowd wanted a card administered to Chouchard. He's already given one to St-Phal. You would imagine the way this game is starting to pick up in temperature, there could be a boiling point that could cost one of these teams an important moment.
Cavaliers goal. Sa première dans la saison, marqué en 27 minutes and 27 minutes of play. And numéro 17, number 17, Thibault Lamarche.
And here's Lamarche in, looking for goal number 2, sharp angle across the face of goal. Didn't have many options, and he went for option B, but there was no one there to receive that pass. Yassin still negotiating through. Yassin closed down by Chouchard and Balbaki. And this will be a throw-in for the egg of Ahuntsic. And that ball goes into the open space. St-Phal, Manquillo, De Repentigny. Manquillo on the intermediate pass, St-Phal. Bay trying to close it down for Ahuntsic. Fortier in supports. Yassin finds St-Phal. Cannot get past the last line of the midfield. Jeha turning it against Sarbev. And now Jeha's on his run. And poked away by Serrano. And into the width it comes for Ahuntsic. Seeing some majestic-like football from both teams. And there could be more goals in the forecast if it continues to go like this as we're half an hour in this first half. Jaya couldn't get past the strength of Renault, and they will play it back out to the final third of the Ahuntsic side. Closing down the angle, and this will go to play for a throw-in for the Cavaliers. Half an hour in, and we're 1-1 between Champlain and Ahuntsic. A running throw here for Yassin. Header cleared away, and a second bite of the cherry for Champlain on this throw-in again. Yassin trying to find the right touch here. Open space. Back out to Mankilo. Shot from distance, deflected, and that was going top shelf. And Haru had the right fizz on that kick. But the bottle exploded on the deflection from Balbaki as that was going postage stamp on that kick. And that could have been a highlight reel right there, and a corner kick instead for Mankilo on the far side. He lined it up perfectly. The weight was there, but the defending was immaculate for Ahuntsic. In-swinger coming up. Near post and pushed away by Sarbev. Back over it comes, trying to get back in transition, and this will go out of play for another throw-in for Ahuntsic. Launch forward. Saint-Phal. Haru. High into the Champlain skyline. Brought down by Ahuntsic. Oh, and a lovely flicking tricks right there coming from the foot of Chouchard as he was dead to rights, but got himself out of a two-man swamp of uniforms. Yassin. Mankilo. Switch of play. Haru. Headed forward. Space now in. Off the line. Magna. Offside is Lamarche. As Magna was reading that play well. And this will be a free kick here for Ahuntsic in the 33rd minute of play from Seaway 3. Good game of football now with these two teams. Carfas played forward. Ferraro. And off the line is Champlain's keeper, as in the area of the GPS tracking was Fortier. De Repentigny goes over the head, and Yassin was knocked as it was Chouchard going airborne. It will be a free kick, and you have to warn here for Chouchard. He's trying to play with fire with a couple of physical incidents, and that was not intentional, no question about that. And see if he's okay in Yassin. De Repentigny with it. And a clattering right there between Balbaki and De Repentigny, but De Repentigny won that one, and he gets a free kick out of it as Balbaki couldn't maintain his focus on that one. And this will be a free kick for Champlain, 1-1. Sarbev, the goal scorer, along with Lamarche. Raymond on the free kick inside the midfield stripe line. Could he pick out the right pass? He finds Jaya at the lip of the 18. Jaya's got space. Jaya's going in. Jaya cannot get the last touch as Sarbev was right there to broom that one away. Knocking the way through, giving away. Balbaki with it. Here he comes in transition. Balbaki through ball. Bay is offside. They'll play it through. And that will end that. As Bay was about 1.5 yards ahead of the flow. And that was a fruitless trip for the Ahuntsic Eagles as they had a chance. The egg to Ahuntsic could have made this 2-1 had Bay been onside. 10 to go in this first half. Balbaki again. He's had the bulk of touches for the egg, and now here he comes. He nutmegs Pare Vargas and given away. And now the Cavaliers have a 4v4 coming through with speed and knocked over, and a free kick coming up here as PJ Gusang was knocked over, and this will be free kick dead center, a little far from distance from the angle, but A-plus territory now for Manquillo with options abound to work with. Will he go for goal, or will he go for a chance of a chip coming in from his attacking options up forward? Could he do some magic stuff on his foot? He's known for having that ability with his tricks and dips that he has on his right and left foot. And Manquillo is starting to survey what's out there. Could his GPS find the correct direction towards net in the 36th minute of play from Seaway 3? Nil. It was 0-0 to start off. It was 1-0, then 1-1. Could it be 2-1 now for the Cavaliers looking for the first lead? Chipped forward. Jaya couldn't get the right angle as he tried to corkscrew his body, and this will be a corner kick for Champlain. So they'll get a second bite of the cherry a little bit closer now from range. Wind is blowing. And Jaya will have an in-swinger coming up. And the wind is blowing towards that side, so this ball might carry a little bit on this corner kick from Manquillo. From the post, Sarbev right there, like a centurion out there, marshalling that ball out of harm's way. And here come the egg flying through. Wings are open, and they had it clipped at the last second. And Manquillo steals that ball. And Lamarche down the left side in a 1v1 against Serrano. And Serrano wins that battle. He shadowed his moves, and he came through big time. Carfas, Serrano, Balbaki, Fortier, Balbaki again. Chouchard to his immediate left, and here he is on his left. Balbaki looking for options to work with. Still with it. Chouchard. Balbaki. He's definitely the 6 on this formation, controlling and patrolling the central part of the park. And Balbaki trying to win that ball back. And now it's a clattering of ankles. Referee sees it. Play on. Referee sees. Yassin will put the ball out of play. And knocked down, it appears, as Pare Vargas as he took a severe clatter on his ankle in the 30th minute of play. So Pare Vargas will have to go off the pitch. And they will ask for the... And there might be a situation where Pare Vargas might have to be subbed off in the late stages of this first half. So Champlain will be a man down for the immediate sequence coming up. And to the final third of go is out of play, and this will be a goal kick coming up for Magna and the egg of Ahuntsic. Serrano. Brant Serrano delivering a diagonal by Yassin. Fortier in chase. Yassin gets around Fortier, and now Chouchard up ahead. Yassin's on his afterburners, and this goes out of play off of who? Balbaki or Yassin? This will be Balbaki. I think I'm sure now it's Pare Vargas. Will he be back in this game with about 5 to go in this first half? Fortier's got space. Carfas has got more space. Carfas, Fortier working the interplay. On the end line he goes. On the byline end, deflected, and this will be a goal kick instead. as they've been trying to exploit the left side of the Champlain formation with their right channel of attackers to work with. 5 to go in this first half. Another throw coming up for the Cavaliers. Yassin's throw. La Marche. Jay couldn't get to it. Sarbev will push it back out for another throw, and again for the Cavaliers. Both teams are soaked in the pressure. And you would imagine that going into the team talk, that narrative might change on who might open up a little bit here to get that goal and first place by the end of the business day. Grimaud, and that is a whistle, and that is a foul, and this will be a free kick for the Cavaliers. As Pari Vargas is back out there, but again, you wonder how healthy is he. He got clipped up, and he might have a flat tire. And Mankilo now on the free kick. High line for the Ahuntsic. And St. Phal is now making his way into the hopper of action of bodies. Thrown into the box. Sarbev will head it back out into the width of the pitch. And back over it comes to Fortier using the hip turn and the thrust. Results in the throw-in for the Cavaliers. Played rather quickly this time to Goussin. Dominic back over to Carfas. The captain of this team will defer over to Brand Serrano. Looping one forward. Fortier. And he's closed down by 2. And a whistle, no play on, referee says. And now through a ball and defended by Serrano as Jay was on his horse, ready to get that ball. Dominic Fortier, lovely move around Desbrais-Pontinet. 3-on-2 now. Going into the box, and it goes right behind Fortier as Ferraro did not get the right touch on that ball. Liam Ferraro was looking forward, and Fortier was right there. Fortier. Back out over to Sarbev. Brand Serrano around Le Montagne. And now here he is, pushing one forward. Headed back out. Fortier to the width he goes. Coming in. Ahuntsic looking for goal number 2, and that goes wide to left. Shushak tried to go for glory and comes up empty on that play. So the Cavaliers going into the team talk right now, looking to keep this at 1-1. And as a result, it appears Desbrais-Pontinet will need requirement of help. As he's slow to get up. So a bit of water break for both teams. And a 1-1 game here from Seaway. So Yassin, and it appears that Yassin is okay, but we'll see what the severity is. And again, Champlain for the time being will be a man down. And the goal kick coming up for the Cavaliers. Desbrais-Pontinet. Jaya. Sarbev wins that. Mankilo wins it back. Headed back over at Brand Serrano to Shushak on the left side. Low daisy cutter pass to Dominic. And now they open up the Cavaliers. And now going for his Fortier. Dominic on the left side. Overlap from Shushak. And that lacked the ingenuity from Dominic as this petered out. As we have about 10 before we hit the 45, and added time, no question. Sarbev going for glory, and that ball is sent back to Ahuntsic. Imagine there'll be a couple more minutes added to this first half. This play has unfolded with a lot of twists and turns in the plot, and plenty of jeopardy going towards the final 45 of this first half of this game, as the first half is now nearly complete. Both are rampaging teams, but right now they need to recalibrate and reconfigure going towards the second half. And who will come up with the checkmate? Shushar, Belbaki. Could this be the last roll of the dice for Ahuntsic? And that will be pushed back out, deflected by Manquillo, still in play. And back over comes to Dominic. Brad Serrano spraying one diagonally over the head of Bay, and Shushar is on his high horse. Now he has it, watched by Yassin, 1v1, delivering a low cutter, and right into the hands of the keeper. So 3 minutes of added time. Launched one forward. Sarbev. That first touch was a little bit tricky. Second touch was cleaner. Fortier. Oh, he got caught in two minds. One by Ajeha. And he got knocked over. And play on referee says playing the advantage, which was no advantage from Fortier. And now coming through again is Ferraro. And St. Falk will go back to his keeper. Ferraro trying to close it down. And out of play goes for a throw in for Carfas and his egg teammates, Brand Serrano. Sarbev calmly back over to Magna. It appears both teams are content going to the team talk 1-1. Sarbev's long ball. Carfas can't get to it. One by De Repentigny. Throwing coming up here for Ferraro. Serrano. Balbaki. Ferraro. Overlap. Carfas got on the mistake. Here he comes. Carfas delivering the ball in. Deflected away. Handball. No. Referee says play on. And Champlain on their heels a little bit here in this final part of the injury time. Dominic through ball, and that lacked the required energy, and a whistle and a foul, and that will help alleviate the stress levels on Champlain. And this will be a free kick coming up for the Cavaliers. And at the end of 45, it is 1-1. Sarbev and Lamontagne, the goal scorers, were 45 through with 45 to go. Plenty of intrigue and drama from Seaway 3. And who can get first place at the end of the business day. Stay tuned here on Cavaliers TV. Welcome back here to Seaway 3 as we get ready for second half action between Ahuntsic and Champlain. Sarbev opened up the scoring in the first half, and Lamontagne came back 12 minutes later to make it 1-1. And here we are going towards the start of what could be a very monumental game for both teams and trying to get themselves first place towards the provincials, which will be held on this pitch in about 5 weeks from today. And now it is Ahuntsic and a crunching tackle flying out there was Dominic as he was taken out by Champlain. And now this will be a throw in here coming up for the Aigle of Ahuntsic. Balbaki. He loses it, delivered forward up ahead, and now in the game for the first time today for Champlain is Preziosi, and here he comes in a 1v1, going to the left, back to the right, off the hand. No, referee says play on. And well defended. Preziosi is going to be called for the foul as him and Renault went toe-to-toe, punch for punch. But Preziosi will be called for the infraction, and this will be a free kick here for Ahuntsic. So Preziosi in the game. Lamontagne, it appears, is out, and subs here for Ahuntsic too as they bring in their own number 7 and Asumani Kamara in the game for the first time today. Mankilo played forward, and Ahuntsic back on the ball. Sardev, Derambatini, as now this will be played back to the keeper and run back into the central part of the park. And through the legs, Mankilo, delivery, space, onside. Here come the Cavaliers coming through. Is Gisset in? 2-1 Champlain. They open them up. Mankilo with a lovely touch, and Champlain up 2-1. And they're now in the ascendancy early in the second half. Peter John Boga, Gisset making it 2-1. It is now Ahuntsic chasing this game. His second goal of the season. And Champlain once again catching Ahuntsic sleeping at the wheel at the crucial moment of that play. And now the Cavaliers look to perhaps add more to this game. Up 2-1, and Les Aigles having their wings clipped early in the second half. Dominic with it, and Champlain in the pole position for the time being. They would have first place if they are to hold on to this lead. Kamara with it. Could they unlock this Champlain code? The important touch from Gisset makes it a 2-1, and now through a ball. Into the final third it goes, and a race is on, and this is too much as Carfax could not get that ball, and this will be a goal kick coming up for the Cavaliers. A long delivery forward, through, and now back into the open space it comes. Jaya pushed off by Sarbev. Another ball through. Gisset has really patrolled offside. And in on that was Dylan Pierre-Alexis, who's playing the left back position. So Ahuntsic has definitely made a Rolodex of changes, including this man right here, and Philippe Alexandre Allary, the number 10 shirt. We'll see now for Balbaki if he had the same influence as he did in the first half. He really was the engine that really revved up the Aigles' attacking opportunities here. Serrano being closed down by Mankilo. And it goes right by the captain in Carfax. Alagi can't get to it. Closed down is Raymond. Balbaki. Kamara. Ooh, beautiful touch, beautiful weight on that play. And now he gets that pickpocketed through Champlain. The intensity picking up here. Preziosi forcing a throw-in coming up for Ahuntsic on the near side. And there will be Kaja who will have the throw-in. Alari. No look pass, Kamara. Diagonal ball through. Bay's on his horse, coming in. St-Lambert pushed off. Bay now 1v1, looking, cutting through. Ruthless and couldn't find the clinical finish on that play. That ball was deflected last second by De Repentigny. Otherwise, we might be looking at 2-2. Back out to the width it goes. De Repentigny, long ball through. Serrano. Manquillo can't get that cleanly. This will be a throw coming up for Ahuntsic. Another throw coming up again. Carfas couldn't keep that in. Manquillo. De Repentigny, switch of play. Back out to the width it comes. This time over to Gingras. The goal store, Guisain. Gingras. Vargas. Playing these short, intermediate passing routes. Trying to unlock this Ahuntsic formation. Camara trying to close down Gingras. Gingras now cannot get past the last line of defense. This time taken away by Kaja. Kaja now with it. Turning his Dominic. Through ball. Coming over to Bay. Here's Kamara on the left wing. Too heavy of a touch. Had a play. Last touch by Gingras. Kaja. Alari. No look. Lovely opening here. Bay looking. Clinical. Ruthless. 2-2. They were patient. They unlocked it, they exposed it, and they got themselves a second goal. And we're back to parity here in the 52nd minute of play. Bay, his 6th goal of the season. And he's on his way to winning the Golden Boot. And it all started from the Alari pass as he took that little misdirection of everyone freezing him up. And Champlain looked like bystanders on that goal from Bay. 2-2 here from Seaway. And back to square when we go in this game. Kaja. This goes to play, and this will be a throw-in for Gingras and the Cavaliers, who now have all to play for it again as we're about to square one. Cavaliers would hold on to first place at the end of the business day, but now Ahuntsic could search and rescue this game for maybe the full 3 if they come up with another goal before we hit the 90. Alari knocked over by Jaya, and Kaja out there to hip check him. And this will be a free kick coming up for Renault. For Ahuntsic, they picked up the intensity and played by St-Lambert. De Repentigny. Another through ball. Perziosi is onside. Sarbev is better angle for that kick, and out of play it goes for a throw and coming up for the Cavaliers. 2-2 here. We have a game of jeopardy on our hands here, double jeopardy at times with the way this is unfolded. And back over it comes to Raymond. And now Dominic has space. And here is Bay, who's got more space. Could he make a 3-2? Looking, and he hits the edge of the post. His blushes will not be spared in that play. He bamboozled the back line and the keeper for Champlain, and it remains 2-2. And the only thing that prevented him was the edge of the post from a sharp angle. Alari. Kamara loses it. And now here come the Cavaliers. Could this be their turn? Trying to open up the Eagles. And here is Preziosi. And that last block by Sarbev right there. Preziosi delivering one in. Sarbev repels that one out. The second by the cherry. 55th minute of play from Seaway. And now we're starting to feel the temperature ratchet up with these two teams. Hunting for a third. And we're seeing more fruitful trips than before. And the Flair Merchants are on display in this second half. And here is the Flair Merchant himself, an iconic player at times in Manquillo on his left foot. Does not get past the first line of defense. Kamara will loop it back out. Gingras Manquillo. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch. Looking in, far post, header, and offside. Flag is up as it appeared that Haru was offside, and they call it right away. Ten minutes through, we have 2 goals already. What could the next 10 minutes have installed for us? The opening episode of the first half was a little bit lacking the excitement. But in this second episode here in the 45, it could be much more. A long, ambitious kick for Bay as he tried to go for the David Beckham in that play. But he lacked the direction required in the GPS kick on that ball. Jaya. Balbaki. Dominic. St-Phal will pump one up again. St-Phal on the second chance. On his right knee, now on the left. And that's played back over. And circling back once again is Alari, courtesy of Renault. And given away, here is Manquillo. He's got 3 options to work with. And that went to the wrong side as it was right by Preziosi. And back over it comes to Kadra. Around Gingras. Kadra now with it. Gliding through. Dominic is offside. Champlain had the high line timed perfectly, and this will be Champlain possession. 57th minute of play. We're through 12. 2 goals apiece. 2 goals in the second half. And could it be another goal in the cards in this matchup? Gingras. Given away by Gingras. Dominic cannot get that. Raymond can't get to that. And Kamara will allow that to go play. Kadra. Alari. Back over to Renault. Switch of play. And the captain in Corfas, he's been quiet so far in the second half. Now with it against Haru. Going to the right side. Now gliding, dancing to the end line. This goes out of play for a goal kick for Champlain. Champlain starting to pick up the verve as Ahuntsic is closing down the angles. Here Gingras has an open C to work with, and now he's on his afterburners. Kamara back with it. Around he goes Raymond. Kamara now trying to find an open play, and great intervention from Derapantini as he had the last second flick. Otherwise, Bay was in on goal. Alari. Alari again. Here he comes. Slaloms his way through to the near side and left channel. This box office rivalry has been simply breathtaking. And there's an injured player on the pitch for the Champlain Cavaliers. And it appears St-Phal is down for the count. And coming into the game for the Cavaliers will be Souza. No subs lined up for the egg of Ahuntsic. And Souza will come in for St-Phal, who's run his race for the time being in the 59th minute of play. So half an hour to go in the second half. It will be Kadra on the throw-in on the near side. And this goes out of play once more for another throw-in coming up. Kadra. Here's Bay, the goal scorer. Bay again. And he couldn't get that by. Balbaki going for glory. Blocked by Manquillo. They thought it was handball. Referee thought otherwise. Jaya. First touch for Souza. Serrano. Lovely flick. Showing the dips and trips on that moment there. Alari back to the right side. Dominic's got space to work with. Dominic, open space. Here's Kamara. First touch was a little high. Second touch still in control. Tried to back heel that, and that didn't go through. Sarbev right there to clear it back into the open end. Dominic again in the final third. Closed down by Souza, and this will be a goal kick coming up for the Cavaliers. It's a little bit of a formation alteration by DiCioco, and about to come in the game for the Cavaliers is Simon Anabi for the first time today. He'll have a half an hour to prove this being a right move for the Cavaliers. Half an hour left in this second half. 2-2 game between Ahuntsic and Champlain. Oh, that was a low kick. And luckily for the Cavaliers, that took a fortunate bounce. Preziosi knocking over Larry. Foul. Free kick coming up for the Aigle of Ahuntsic. So that'll be coming in for the next half an hour or so, give or take. Headed back down. Here is Manquillo. Knocked over. Kaja. Bay. Bay still with it. Passing through the eye of the storm. And won by Kamara once more on the edge of the 18. Alari. Kaja once more. Delivery. And this finds the hands of the keeper. In the 24th minute, Sarbev opened up the scoring. 7 minutes later, Lamontagne came back with the equalizer. And we had Lamarche, came back with the equalizer. And now we have 2 early goals in the second half. And Kamara could not take the daisy cutter pass from Sarbev as easily as he desired. And Nabi coming in. And going off will be Vargas. And a goal kick coming up for Champlain. Is there still one more twist in the tail of this storyline between these two teams? The flamboyance of the top hitters of Quebec has been bright and beautiful. We've seen some brilliant stuff with these two teams going at it today. And now here's one of the players to watch out for in Jay, who's been very quiet so far in this game. Sarbev, along with the backline, have done a remarkable job keeping him at bay. And that poked through. Bay is onside. Could he time it properly? And he's still with it. Looking for options to work with. He finds it. Kamara, 3-2. The super sub comes on. And a ruthless finish on that play. Absolutely sensational. Attack-minded they were. And that was a beautiful arts and crafts ending in a 3-2 lead for Ahuntsic. And Champlain now has to chase this game down by 1 with about 27 minutes left in this ball game. Kamara came on, and he was rewarded on a goal. And Champlain has the work to do. And in a blink of an eye, the Aigle of Ahuntsic are now back in first place and a chance to be the #1 seed if they hold on to the remainder of the games that they have left over. And for the Cavaliers, they have all to do here to try perhaps split points and maintain their strength initially coming into this game in the tiebreaker department. Could there be a third goal for the Cavaliers? Jaya can't get by Serrano. And this goes out of play for a throw-in coming up for the Cavaliers. Preziosi headed back down by Nabi. Here's Jaya once more. Serrano takes that away. Raymond. Manquillo. To the width it comes. Gingras. Catcher on him. Delivery. Serrano will serve about that it is. One this time by Preziosi. And Sarbev right there. Really a good-looking player out there. You can see the upper body and lower body working in great symmetry of strength out there. And this will be a throw-in for Gingras and for the Cavaliers. Looping around, Manquillo keeps that in play. And the short, sharp angle. Oh, it went over the net. The geometry was almost awkward, but nearly perfect at the end. Had to loop down a little bit more. That might have been problems for Magna and for Ahuntsic. 25 to go in this second half. Kamara, the goal scorer. Balbaki, open space for Kaja down the left side. He comes. Manquillo trying to close him down. Bay is nearest to him. Kaja now with it. Eyeball to eyeball. Cutting against the grain. Around one. Around two. Through ball. Deflected away by Haru. And back over to Manquillo. And Manquillo will circle back the wagons. Looking for options to work with. Manquillo again. Back heel from Gingras. And Nabi's pass, finding the feet of Serrano. Serrano bringing it back up. Serrano still with it. Haru on him. Into the box it goes, right into the hands of the keeper, Gums. 3-2 lead for Ahuntsic over Champlain. Played forward. Alari. Dominic, and Bay was offside. You can see the interplay with Kamara, Alari, Dominic, and Bay has been very fruitful, prosperous. They have found goal twice in the second half. Jaya knocked over, and a whistle, foul by Balbaki, and a free kick for the Cavaliers. Manquillo. Back out into the traffic it comes. Manquillo heads it back in. Hanabi, Balbaki, Raymond, Kamara wins that 50-50. High boot, no call. Alari with it, still within the 50-50. Manquillo knocking over Alari. Kamara back in possession. Kaja, Balbaki back heel, opens it up. Here's Alari down. Alari around. And here he comes. He's got two options in the box. Alari in the final third. He gets it on the end line. Looking, surveying, trying to find the killer pass. He plays it back over to Balbaki. Could he go for glory? And that goes off the head, it appears, of Raymond, who's slow to get up. And they meant to stop play because that might be a headshot. And that might be a situation where they have to stop play, which play will carry on. Alari with it. And they had to stop play, and now the referee will stop play. And Raymond, slow to get up. Both teams took a bit of a pause on that situation. There was 23 minutes left in this second half. Bit of a water break here for Ahuntsic, as it is a warmer fall Sunday, the first fall weekend of the season here. Some had blankets on Friday, and now some are in shorts today. And right now the Cavaliers have a short window to get themselves that tying goal. Kaja, Manquillo, diagonal. Jay has got it on the run. Jaya, back towards the net, circling in, around Serrano, across the face of goal. No chance right there for the Cavaliers, as Serbev was right there to clear that pass away. Hanabi. Here's Jaya again, twisting and turning, looking like a skier out there, and taken away by Balbaki, who's been wonderful for the egg so far today. That went out of play, and the referee didn't see it. Knocked over, whistle, and a foul will be called on Souza. And Alari will play rather quickly to Balbaki. Here's Alari again. Kamara. Alari, calm and cool in that position that he has. Smooth and serene and certain with the ball at his feet. And then once again, here he is. Serene with the ball. And blocked by Manquillo against the number 19 shirt in Kaja. And he is in a cul-de-sac. He finds his way out of it. And now the visitors trying to get out of their own end. And this will take a high press from the Cavaliers. They win that ball back. Into the box it comes. Here's a chance. Loose ball. Still with it. Cleared away. And the captain in Carfas is on his horse. And this will go out of play. And a whistle. And this will be Champlain possession as they have now upped the temperature in this game. Trying to poach another goal. Can they get a potential lifeline on a third goal with very little time left in this matchup? Gusan now on the left side of the formation. And Dominic and Bay is offside. There's no question about that. As we are 19 left in this second half. It is go time for the Cavaliers. They know that if they lose this game, chances are likely they're aiming for number 2 in the overall standings. They want to avoid the Tuesday playing game. They are hosting the provincials in 5 weeks from now. And Magna will take a nice scenic route, knowing that they're in control of the narrative in this second half. That's a long ball up ahead. Haru's kick, no good. Haru will get it back over to Souza. Play back out to the width, and this will be a throw-in for Ahuntsic. Belbaki. Alari. Onside, Kamara. High heel. Whistle. And this could be a foul. This could be a card. Kamara might be given a warning. We'll see what the options are. And he's just telling him to ease up on Derapantini as they both collided. And not enough to warrant yellow, as Kamara is a lucky boy on that situation. As the headmaster of this matchup gave him a stiff warning. And the referee getting tripped up by the ghost of Seaway 3. Kamara again with it. Raymond. And unfortunately for Raymond and Kamara, Carfas was zigging, and that ball was zagging from the Kamara pass. So another substitution here. There'll be a double sub coming in for the Cavaliers. Will be Gomez, Juan Pablo Gomez, along with Malik Diakati. And going off is Raymond, along with Gusayan, it appears, also. Haru, I beg your pardon, is going off. So they are bringing on the last roll of the dice here with options to work with. Gusayan, Carfas, and a whistle and a free kick for Ahuntsic instead. Entering the final quarter of an hour. And this game has started to slow down to the liking of Ahuntsic. Trying to cover every link that Champlain is looking for. And that pass from Diagati did not get through. Alari with it. Diagati recovers. On the right side he goes around Alari in a foot race. And right there is Kadra to recover. Alari with it. Trying to work his way up ahead. Back heel pass to Kamara, the goal scorer. Manquillo on him. Gingras on him. Kamara A good-looking player out there, well-built physically, like an Adonis out there, and he is able to get that ball back over to Kadra for the throw-in. And it appears now the Aigle of Ahuntsic are going to make a substitution themselves. Set to make a cameo appearance in this game is Xavier Musaga. Or Carlo Chioppi, who will come in right now for the Aigle of Ahuntsic. Balbaki. Carfas. Balbaki again. That right side of the formation for Ahuntsic has been simply sublime all game long, controlling and patrolling. Alari, that was almost a dangerous kick from Mankilo. And now one back by the Cavaliers. And that will go out for a throw-in for the visitors. And coming into the game will be number 20 and Carlo Chioppi. Preziosi. Slide move by Serbev. Alari, no hand. Ball called, and this will be a entanglement of Mankilo and Alari on that play. And you can see the Ahuntsic crowd not happy about that between those two stallions on the pitch. A free kick coming up for Kadra. Chipping one forward. Balbaki's got the turn against Gingras. And that had too much spice and too much depth on that. And this will go back over to the Cavaliers on the goal kick. Stolen again. Here's Bay. Balbaki. Bay into play. Well defended by Dero Pantini. Dominic using the tricks and dips. Still with it. The left footer. Going for goal. And that had a fizz. And that stung Souza, who did not expect that. And this will be a corner kick for Ahuntsic. Dominic is going off as he will take the further route out to kill off some more seconds, but the referee will definitely add more time at the end as he looks at his watch, and he may have run his race today. And a little fumble of the shin guards too. So Dominic runs his race, and now coming into the race is Carlo Chioppi once more. He's out swinger, deflected by Carfas, and this will be another corner kick for Ahuntsic. Last touch by Champlain. Could they find an insurance policy of a fourth goal from Seaway? And if they do, they might be killing off Champlain in this game today. Out swinger. Header, Sarbev was right there. Kamara! Oh, he sent one back to Ahuntsic with that kick. He had the chance, but he went for the power and glory. And the power was there, but the glory wasn't. Gingras. Around Kadra. Slide move by Gingras, and that goes out of play for a throw-in coming up for Ahuntsic. Turning his bay, back over to the circle it comes. Balbaki on it. Tried to nutmeg Giselle, and that is recovered by Larry. Back out to Carfas. Larry, Carfas. And they don't mind doing this all game with about 10 to go in this 90. Oh, that opened it up. Balbaki's got it. Through ball. He tried to find Bay, but Derampantini stood up there and took the deflection. And now it is Ahuntsic back with it. Kadra, heavy touch. Preziosi, back in it comes. Here is a chance for the Cavaliers. Coming through is Diakati, and this will go to play, and this will be a goal kick instead. The patience paid off for Ahuntsic as Diakati could not get that ball cleanly on net. Serbev sending one towards the 132 highway and right into the hands of the keeper. Play back out to the width. And with it is Gusang. Jaya, he needs a magical moment now. Could he have it here on his left foot, going to the right, back to the left, on the end line, through the ball, into the box. Too strong, Diakati could not get control of that. That was the moment right there for the Cavaliers. And they had Ahuntsic on the back foot, but couldn't find the cool finish required on that play. And Serbev is cramping up, it appears. So with 9 to go before the 90, Serbev might need a bit of attention here. It might be a cramp. It is a warm day. And so he will be looked upon by the medical staff of the backline of Ahuntsic on that. And he says he's okay. So there's a water break given for these teams. It is a warm day. So the last hydration period for both teams. Could this feel one of these teams? Ahuntsic is in the ascendancy of the full 3 points. And about to come back in is number 12 in Fortier once more. And going off his bay as he has run his race today. And also about to come into the picture of this game is Abdelwasi Filou, as he might have to wait a little bit longer. That's up in the air. Fortier will punch one forward and knocked in the chops with De Repentigny, who has taken some nicks and bruises today from the Ahuntsic attacking front. As we have about 8 to go in the 90. And this game of chess has now come to a standstill. It's been a cracking campaign with these two teams. Explosive incisions and penetrations, and a long ball through. Onside is Jaya as he gets that right away. Serrano on him. On the overlap is coming as Gisang. Back out to Diakati, who has it on his right foot. Open space now. Coming away is Anabi. And played out to the width. Gomez, his first touch. And a foul will be given and a free kick for the Cavaliers. And this is from a very sumptuous position. They're chasing and hunting now. And could the coolest man on the ground and Manquillo find a third goal? Magnan wants to have the wall perfectly aligned. He's got a two-man wall. He's occupying the near post. There might not be many chances left for the Cavaliers to get that precious third goal to split the points with the Aigle of Ahuntsic. Five steps back is Manquillo. The magician, could he be magical in this moment? Punched away by Magnan out of bounds, and this will be a corner kick for the Cavaliers. Magnan had the right angle and didn't move much. Here's Manquillo again. Set play once more for the Cavaliers. No one in the 6 for the Cavs. Now they're rushing towards it. They stop. Near post. Header! Loose ball! And that was pushed away. The Cavaliers starting to tighten the screw or starting to ask a question of the Ahuntsic defending in the final 5 of this matchup. Could they get that chance here? Manquillo now will get a third bite of the cherry on another set piece coming up for the Cavaliers as Filou is waiting to get in the game for the visitors. Could he get this right now on the geometry of this corner kick? And he went for the back post. Gingras with it. Gingras being forced by Fortier. Gingras now taking the scenic route. Fast right there. Gingras with on the end line. Carfast forcing a throw in for who? And this is last touch by Ahuntsic. Gingras with it. The captain of Ahuntsic thought he was going to go for the visitors. Double sub about to come in for the Ahuntsic team, and a whistle and another free kick. So Champlain is producing free kicks, but they're coming up empty on these free kicks. It's been fluid and flowing for this team, but the GPS has not found the correct destination behind Magna for goal number 3 with a little less than 4 to go. And now this is from a closer position for Manquillo. Will they go near post? Will they go far post? Magna had it perfectly aligned the first time on that free kick from the same position. But can Manquillo bamboozle Magna on this second opportunity from a free kick? 2-man wall for Ahuntsic. Manquillo. Oh, and right there was Diacati. Could not get that through. Magna punched that away. Kamara now on the run. Preziosi finds Gomez. Down to the left side, it goes, and that was a handball, and that is going to be last touched by Ahuntsic. And again, the Cavaliers starting to ask questions of this Ahuntsic defending. They've been sponging up the pressure, but can they relieve themselves of any more pressure from the team in white? Diego Pontigny will chase back on that ball. Fautier applying pressure. Serbev. Diacati might be offside. Jay has it. Jay again. Knocked over. And no PK. Play on, referee says, as there was a frozen moment in time as both teams held their breath collectively. And Ahuntsic breathing a sigh of relief. And another tug and another free kick for the Cavaliers. Manquillo will take it a little bit closer than before. 2 before the 90. Manquillo, like a quarterback out there, trying to search the right pass for the touchdown. A one hit, nope, misfired. Still alive. Gomez can't get to it. Souza has it. And it goes right by Nabi, who was caught in 2 minds. And as a result, this will be a throw-in coming up here, and coming into the game is David Martin-Georges along with Filou. Double sub for the Aigle of Ahuntsic. And Balbaki running his race along with Renault. As both teams emptying out their options as the energy packs start to diminish. And it will be the first touch for Filou. Abdelwasi Filou will have a throw on the far side. Had it back, ping-ponging through, and punted away by Ahuntsic. And to the hands it comes. Champlain running out of options here. The racetrack starting to become much shorter, but clear for Ahuntsic that they are on the verge of getting the full 3 points if they hold on. And they would have sole possession and be at the pinnacle of the Quebec Conference going towards the second half of the season. Champlain have 4 of the final 5 games at home. Will face John Abbott next Friday. At Vanier after that. Open space, switch of play. Gingras. Preziosi on the right side. He's got space. Preziosi delivering a ball and right into the hands of Magna, who will jump on it and kill off more seconds here. Kadja was applying the pressure, and Magna will launch one forward. The air of resignation not yet in the minds of Champlain. Fortier giving it away. Here's Manquillo. Up forward. Preziosi in chase with Kadja. And this is going to play. And a throw in for Gingras coming up. Diakati, Anabi. And that will go to play for another throw-in. Ahuntsic taking their time. Here is Mankilo. Jeha. Loose ball, Diakati. Going for goal, deflection. Oh! And might have taken off a second deflection off of the back of Jeha. But Magnan had to be quick on his feet like a cat. As we're now in the added time here. Alari, Kamara. It is now keep away for Ahuntsic. Alari. Diakati's got it. He's now on his horse. On his bike he goes. Through one. Can't get through two. One back by three. And this time in Martin Georges. Alari's ball. De Repentigny is on his last reserves. And Forte is full of energy. On the end line, he gets around one. Keeper off the line. And right there. There's not many last roll of the dice with these teams. Diakati has it. They're sending everyone forward. Flooding up ahead are the Cavaliers. Jeha losing it. Mankilo can't get by Alari. Here's Kamara. Alari. Alari has space to work with on the width. And he does play to the width. And with it now is Filou. And knocked over in a foul and a free kick for Ahuntsic. Ahuntsic now in the pole position. They see the 3 points literally within touching distance. Garfas. Martin Georges. Won by Mankilo. Souza. They have to push this ball up. De Repentigny. Here is Gingras. He's got oceans of space to work with. Preziosi closed down by Kadja. Kamara wins that back. Kadja out of bounds. Throw-in. And Kadja might be called for a yellow. And this might be the last roll of the dice. Last action. Anabi. Throwing forward, the captain right there. And tripped up is Jeha along with Serrano, and this might be it for the Cavaliers. And about to come back into the hopper is number 22, and Liam Ferraro. And Kadja about to go off. So Ferraro back in. There's an injured Ahuntsic player. And Ahuntsic looking like they will be the 1 seed. In 5 weeks from now, if they're able to win a lot of games and not glitch up. Gingras, Forte on him. And Abi try to be cute with that, and he loses possession. And Ahuntsic trying to keep possession in the far corner. And with it now is Filou. And that's pushed out of play, and this will be a throw-in for the Ahuntsic attack. And they are now anxiously awaiting the final whistle from the referee. Filou. Martin Georges. Oh! And a forensic save by Champlain to keep it at 3-2. But the bad news is it's still Ahuntsic on the corner kick, and they are in no hurry at all. And Martin Georges had a missile launcher on that play, but the dip was not there. Protecting the ball, protecting the lead is Forte. Filou out there in support. And Filou has it. Filou again. From distance, blocked. Kamara, the game-winning goal on his foot. Diakati. Gingras slipping. Switch of play. Gisang scored the second goal for the Cavaliers, and that was nullified. And back out we go. Gingras. There is not much time left. They have to react and move forward and less thinking here for the Cavaliers. And Ahuntsic doesn't mind if they go east-west with this ball possession. Souza. And turnover right there, and this will be a Ahuntsic ball. And that is it. The full 3 points going to Ahuntsic. They're at the top of the Quebec Conference. And now the road will go through Ahuntsic with the destination being at Champlain for the provincials. And could there be another chapter with these two teams set to be played again at the end of October? But the first blood goes to Ahuntsic, and now they're in control of the narrative of being the 1 seed come October 28th weekend here at Seaway 3. Job done for the visitors, but the ultimate job is to be at the provincials as the champions in a month's time. And that'll do it for us here as Champlain loses 3-2 to Ahuntsic. Our next broadcast will be Friday evening. John Abbott will pay a visit to the Cavaliers, and the women's will be playing the Ahuntsic Eagles on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. here at Seaway 3. We'll see you on Friday. Bye for now.